Tonight we enter Devi Bhagavad again, where we did last night Shashti discourse, and I have passed the stotra. For those that are interested, the aunties in the temple have it. You can photocopy it and use it. The transliteration is there so you to understand what it is you're saying. If a yajna is being done for training, knowledge, then the main objective at the end of it must be that you must learn something. You must grow. Narad Muni continues to ask questions of Lord Vishnu. Jan Vijay is listening to this discourse. His guru is telling him about the talk between Narad Muni at this time, Narad Muni and Sri Hari Vishnu, and what they are talking about and what is the benefit of what they are talking about. Tonight we are going to look into one form of Devi that we talk about, but we know very little. We use the word loosely, but we don't know much about what this word is. And tonight you're going to learn about this form and how it applies to you. Tonight we'll discuss the form called Daksha Devi. If I ask anybody before I came on Singhasan, I was talking with the Shrotas and I asked them, what's Dakshina? And the immediate answer was, well, the money. Money. If this is your understanding of the word, tonight you'll have a better understanding of what it is. If I were to ask you, what is Dakshina? When you are giving Dakshina, what are the rules for it? You say, well, Babs, all I know, when the prayer is done, we just give something. The Dalai in the area we were talking about. When Baba come home to do prayers by we just give him a little change based on what we could afford. Correct? Tonight I want you to pay attention to why it is given and how to give it. Some of the things we just do correct, and then it have some things that we need to improve on. Let's journey into tonight's discourse. Narad Muni says, please, I've heard of Shashti, I've heard of Manas, I've heard of different forms. Please tell me, who is Daksha Devi and why is she important when we have Yajna, when we have sacrifice, when we have puja? Please tell us the correlation, O Mahavishnu, between what we are doing and this form, this girl, this name. Did you know that it is the name of a person? Tonight, listen to this form of Durga Mata. He says, if you want to know who Dakshina is, the history, the story, the katha, we go to a place called Golok. Golok is the realm where Lord Krishna, that form, that incarnation of Lord Vishnu, where he dwells with Radha Devi. Radhika Devi is surrounded by all the gopis, and day to day they do their chores, their work, enjoying the company of Krishna and Radha. Just as how we hear about the Gana that serves on Kailash Parvat, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, these blessed souls have the opportunity to live close to Radhika Devi and Krishna Bhagwan. There is one gopi in particular by the name of Sushila. Sushila is described to be very beautiful. She is one. Kalavati means she is versed in all the arts of dance, in the different ways to dress, tie the sari, etc. She is very apt in preparing her body, how she would tie her hair, fix her body, wear jewelry, etc. One of her gifts is her ability to dance and sing. For this reason, she is worshipped, she is adored in Golok. But there is a branch of devotees, there's a branch of devotion, where, and you see this in Christian discourse predominantly, where the person loves the Lord so much that they love the Lord as if this individual called Kanha Krishna is going to be my husband now. The only person I can see as my consort, the only person I can see as my companion is Krishna. Some people who live like this never marry. Some people like this, when they become a widow or their husband should leave, like what we were listening to in different night discourse, dear God, you are my husband now. I want nobody else. And I give myself to God. For this reason, you hear about some people who tie the tulsi mala around their neck and they live a different lifestyle because they live a sinless lifestyle as they give themselves to Lord. Their God is their guide. Their God is the person that they rely on. She is considered to be sham. She has a rich color, healthy skin. She is properly described. But within her heart, O Janbi Jai, Guruji is saying, understand in her heart, she looks at Krishna with love. She wants Krishna to be her own. Let's hear what happened one day when they are dancing and they are celebrating the form of Kanha. Sushila makes an error. Sushila allows that love to cause her to make a mistake. Let's hear what happens. See it in your mind. If you've ever been to a Garba dance, they have it in UV. And God bless those children. For the parents here that have children who is in the Hindu Society of the University in Trinidad, please support that organization. They need help, they need support. Please encourage those children when they are away from your house to get into the practice of the Dharma. And don't let the mistakes of a few interfere with the possibility of many. For the parents that have children in those apartments and there's no adult supervision, don't mind, they might have beard more than me and you. Please get them in the positive places. Please encourage them. Son, daughter, did you go to satsang? Did you go when they have yagna? We are, as a parent, as family, we are going to support them tonight. Listen to the benefit of charity. Imagine in the Garba dance, boys and girls, gopas and gopis, they hit their stick like this, and then they hit each other's stick and they're going. But in the dance, they are dancing for the Lord. Lord Krishna and Radha stand in the middle, and they are going around them. And just as if I told you I bowed to my murti, you'd understand I'm paying homage. But when I love the Lord, you know, the other night we were talking about people who sometimes get shakti and we see them dance, we see them move, they want to go. Close your eyes and you focus on your worship. Why? Because for some people they dance for the Lord. That's allowed, that's fine. Because it is not lewd. It is not in any way degrading. In fact, the dance we just have sometimes, imagine as a Pundit, I'm telling you the truth. You go in some places when it have satsang, Baba, we have a little dance, no problem. But oh God, the poor Pundit, you have to drop your head so. The cameraman too, he have to drop your head on the floor. Because it's lewd, it is not appropriate. But you love it. That is why it is propagated. This is why it continues. But if you as the person who is hosting the prayer, say, you know what, I don't want anything disrespectful. I have my God here. Forget people. I have my devotees here. Please dance appropriate. Then only appropriate dance would happen. The dance is going. People are so happy. Hare Rama, Hare, and they're going. They're going and the circle starts to spin. When there's one circle, now everybody comes. There's another circle. And one is going this way and the other one is going this way. Everybody gets so focused now on that dance that they lose sight of what they're doing and they're just going like this. Have you ever found yourself clapping? Me are listening to the song again. Me are listening to that drum, but I'm clapping for the Lord because I'm enjoying what I hear. I'm enjoying the feeling This dance is that. When you hear about the Ras Leela, that dance, if we were to do that discourse, that's a whole night discourse. People just say people were dancing. But trust me, when you think about it like that, you're being robbed. You have so many details of things happen. The dance is going on. Radha is in the middle. Krishna come out of the circle to catch his breath. So imagine poor Prabhu sit down in a chair like you, catching the breath. And Sushila, poor thing, saw the Lord. And she saw, oh, I just want to be close to him. I just want to go next to him. And she went and she sat down on the left side of him. Who did sit down on the left side? Wife. The wife. You ever see that play? The husband sit down, he smile, he talk to somebody, and the lady across the room. What happened here? Radha is in the circle, all these people spinning. And she sees somebody sit down next to what is hers. And they say from that lotus-like eyes that are there, come red, violent eyes. All you know the kind of eyes we talking about? All you never see that before? When the husband step out of line, this happened. Let me hear what happened. Radha gets angry. Parikshit, her eyes turn bloodshot red. The two eyes now look like red lilies, what me and you might call hibiscus. Everybody see the change in her body. She starts to tremble with temper. Why are you sitting there? Why did you go and sit next to him? Krishna smiles, and he never wants to get involved in tamasic. Sattvic is calm and happy. He is beyond all the gunas. Remaining in that, he disappears. As he sees her in that ferocious mode, disappear, gone. Sushila in trouble. Radha is walking up to her slowly, and she's looking. I'll do the discourse for you. Why we just blow this next night, and you're going to hear about this Radha and Krishna and how she just get vexed. She has a ferocious temper. This wife, this lady, is very, very protective of what is hers. And Krishna knows this, and from time to time he just put she in some testing moments. When all the gopis saw this and they saw the temper of Radha, all of them started to bow to her. They started to chant her name, Raksha, Raksha, Radhika Devi, Radhika Devi, give us shelter, mother, mother, calm down. Sudama is lying at her feet. And all the gopis, all of them come and they follow suit, trying to keep her cool. But no, that wasn't possible. Let's hear what she tells Sushila. She says, oh Sushila, don't you know your place? The left side of Krishna is reserved for me. How could you sit there? Go from this place. Go from Golok. Go and never return. If you return here, you'll be turned to ashes. She leaves. She runs away. In a moment notice, she's gone. Radha always, if you've never heard her discourses, when she gets angry, Krishna always leaves, and it always gets this lady so angry. Word for word, it says here, for the second, for the minute that Krishna is not in her view, she feels as if her entire yuga had passed. And she starts to pray, Hey Krishna, pranamam shesha, pranamam vipra pranayatam, deshatraniya devesha, pranati ati tvaya vina. My life seems to be as if you have departed with your absence. My life is incomplete. Come quickly, come back, come back. Stire varsha pita somya, somya din din sukhave, vipula yasya Sikhandaya Sada Pavitra Kumbhika. For every lady here tonight, we always talk about, everybody said last night, you know, Baba, you're talking bluntly about the women. Please listen. She says, who is the favorite of the wife? Says the husband. Who is the pride of that lady? The husband. Who is the person that is supposed to safeguard the happiness of that home, that lady? Vouchsafe her protection, the husband. For this reason, how do you know a home? How do you know a home is not sattvic? You see, when you have the influence of others interfering in that marriage, something is wrong. Imagine a girl, and I'm quoting from Gerd Brown. When you are listening to your brother and your father, God bless them, they are important, but do not let them run your home. Married people I'm talking about. Your husband is the person. He is the person who is supposed to set the standard of a home. He is the friend of the wife. Sometimes, and I hear it quite regular, Baba, I just have a friend, no problem, have a friend. But your first friend is your husband. That is how, according to Dharma, it's supposed to be. Because too often nowadays, when married people associate with single people, you just say, so why you don't just leave him? He quarreling, he eating your food, you feel it with somebody else. Now, I saying it, me asking you, I telling you. People who don't have the understanding of the maturity that marriage requires, the easiest thing is man leave, and when you're going carry half away he own. Fight for the car, you know. Carry the money, you know. Don't leave with nothing in your hand. So now it becomes as if you went for property, and vice versa is guilty of the same. That may be fair. But in the home, it says here, when one party derives happiness, pleasure, enjoyment, oh Christian, this is a prayer that Pundits chant when people are getting married, you know. Have you ever heard the prayer when they're sprinkling the rice? Time to bless them now, Ashivad part. This is one of the sources for that prayer. Hear what she says. Do you know how many people don't know how to call their husband? Dharma Shastra says that a wife is not to do certain things with husband. One example is call him by his first name. Do you know that? Why we don't do that? When the wife calls the husband by the first name, it is believed, according to our text called the Dharma Shastra, that you shorten husband's life. So our people, check back your father and your mother-in-law, everybody. Well, tell Papi now, tell Pa, go by Ma, go by your father. Them children mother, die Rajesh father. Give Rajesh father it. Where your father the boy? Traditionally, other than titles, you know, like you would hear Mamu and Mami and things, nicknames there, not the actual relationship. But you wouldn't hear the name of the person. Many people don't know why. In home, my side, in the village, they'll have one couple married for many years. And their language is, yo. I don't know how that lady does understand what that man means. Watching TV, or your children do something, and you could laugh. That is the person I depend on. The last name I'm going to use, Priya, because he's the one who gives me pleasure. Anything that man do, if it is as simple. Have you ever watched a religious movie and seen Parvati Mata call Shiva Priya? And he will in turn will call her Priya. By what? When she offers him the food, whatever it is, and he will eat that food, that does bring pleasure in my heart. I feel good today, eat. I feel good today, look, he carry the food. Look, the container come back in the sink empty, eat every grain adal. It's done. I feel good about that. Only that person could do that. Think about it. If another person sat here and the leaf had no food on it and everything, yeah, be glad to eat. But when my husband eat my food and he approve, yeah, man. When the boys them talking and ladies perch their ears and they hear men say, boy, my wife will make the best pone, you know. The ladies just feel good about that. And for this reason, we call them prayer. When you use these names, you are actually making this marriage stretch. There is no other individual, to a lady, married lady, dearer than her husband. Her son is a representative of that husband because only him could have given you that child. If Krishna is great to Devaki, Krishna is great partly because of the memory, the attachment she has to Vasudeva. It is a symbol of their bond and the fruit of their marriage. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Sushila, as Radha is talking and begging, please come back. Sushila goes and she's praying hard one side to get her heart's desire. Whilst this is going on, Radha is still saying, people go and bathe in Tirat, people give dan, people give all types of sacrifice, austerities, etc. But what blessing for a lady is there to compare with the blessing of her husband, the blessing of her home, the blessing of happiness in her home, the blessing to feed not only husband and children and herself, but to be together. There's no, oh Krishna, there's no greater benefit to that lady than that happiness when her home is full and happy because of the love that the husband and the children bring. Prem se bolo Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. Saying like this, constantly saying like this. Let's hear what happens. Tears start to form on the cheeks of Radha, waiting for Kanha to come. But when she starts to cry, all the games, all the hide and seek, all these things have to come to an end. And he comes and he assures her, he says, Devi, calm down, I have returned. And they move off, they continue. But Krishna knows that his devotee, the person who loves him so much, is praying. And she's praying, dear God, make me fit one day that I might be able to be used by God. To be used in such a way that I would be able to have Lord Krishna as my consort. Let me be able, this is her prayer now, let me be able to help other people who are downtrodden. And after doing a lot of austerity, a lot of fasting, Lakshmi Devi appears and takes her, that Sushila, into her body, oneness with her. And she says, oh daughter, you have been grieving, you have been crying for long enough, please come home. One day, when you are ready, when the time is right, you will get your fulfillment, your happiness. And she does enter into the body of Lakshmi Mata and remains with Devi, serving her happily for some time. Janbi Jai says, Guruji, and what happened? Was that the end of the story? Is that all that happened? Please tell me, what does he keep back? He says, it had a time when Brahma was asked to sit in a yagna. Many Pundits, great individuals, great meaning valorous warriors, very achieved, accomplished Pundits, people who knew different books, high-ranking Pundits, etc., high-ranking in terms of seniority and knowledge. knowledge of the Ved, knowledge of a different type of puja. These great individuals sat down and did a Yajna. And when the Yagna was finished, they sat and they were waiting for Ashirvad. They were waiting for the blessing. Just now we talked about the blessing for the wedding when we sprinkle the rice on them. When the prayer is finished, we hope and pray that, dear mother, I've done Yagna, I've supported the Yagna, I've come to the Yagna, I sat for prayer. I am doing this because I want some form of blessing. But I did the Yagna and I am not getting any kind of blessing. I'm not feeling blessed. I am praying for health, happiness, peace in my home. We're talking about husband and wife. Suppose I don't have that laughter. Suppose I don't have that joy. And I'm doing the prayer. And I feel like I'm just giving. But I'm not getting the help in return. These munis were in a similar predicament. And they go and they beg Brahma, who was doing the puja. You know, before we move to the next verse, do you know where Brahma sits in your puja? We have a lingam for Lord Shiva. Remember this? Shaligram for Lord Vishnu. But Brahma is the Baba who is sitting for the puja. So if you were noticing on the first night, when we come to do Yajna and he's tying the mauli on your hand, what's mine? The Yajman says, Baba, remain here with us for the duration of the Yagna, and your tight engagement, tying him to the mandap so that he continues and fulfills all his requirement. And also, Baba, make sure you're safe. Just as how we tied for our protection, we want to make sure that your body healthy and in your transit that you reach safety. You reach safely. But he, when you finish, do arti for the Bedi and you put the tikka for the Baba. This is why we worship the Baba. Because the person who is the repository of all the mantras take the form of Brahma. For this reason, we don't have a Brahma Murti in the temple. Think about that. Do you have a Brahma Murti at your home? And this is why. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. All of them go and they beg Brahmadev, you have done this puja. You have done this prayer. We've offered all the appropriate flowers, leaves. We got the right type of flower. We got the right type of fruit for the gifts. We gave jewel inside the kalsa. There are different metals to put. We put those things. We got the different type of water, river water, etc., rainwater, water from plant, etc. We cut our hair at the right moment. We have the turkey. We have different things indicative and relevant to pray. How come we are seeing no blessing? How come it is as if this prayer is not successful? He says, I cannot answer that question. Let us go to Lord Vishnu and beg from him something, some blessing that would yield, or the release of all the blessing must come so that we would all be able to benefit. They all go by Lord Vishnu. Let's hear what happens. As they beg him, please, may you please give us some solution to this problem. Did we do something wrong in our yagya? Did we offer something wrong? The coconut, it still had life in it. It had the fluid. It was made where you cover the eyes. Why do we stress covering the eye? If you put it in the ground with the eyes covered, it can still grow. But if you rub it of that, it will not grow. If it is dry, it will not grow. So I want to use a nut that has life. The correct type of ingredient, when used, yields the correct type of reward. He says, didn't we offer fruits that had the right type of makeup, meaning many seeds? A seed has the potential energy. So I am giving you this that has a lot of potential, not something that has no seeds. He says, did we do all these things, Prabhu? Please tell me. Lord Vishnu calls the Devta, an incarnation from his own body, the Devta of the Yagya. Yagya Dev, Yagya Narayan is called. And he says, please accept a wife. Oh Yagya Dev, take a form. You have come from me. Take a form from Lakshmi now. Bring forward, O Lakshmi, a form of Lakshmi that will sit in the Yagna Shala. And when people bow, when people do worship, when people give charity, when people do mantra jap, fasting, etc., this form of Lakshmi will bring benediction and blessing to them. We will call that form Dakshina. Mother Lakshmi brings forward the energy, the Jiva of Sushila, and she makes her, reforms her now into this form called Dakshina and gets her married to Yagna, an incarnation of Krishna or Vishnu. And she says, from you, we are going to get a child. That child is going to be called Karampal, or the fruit of the karma that a person exerts in prayer or Yagna. Let's hear what happens. There are those that perform Karam Karta, good Karam, but because no fee was paid, no gift was shared, nothing was given, it is as if the karma cannot be achieved, it cannot be accessed. Therefore, O Karampal, son of Dakshina, when that child comes, let him be the delivery mechanism. That when the Yagya Devta and the Daksha Devi of the Yajna is happy, when things are shared, when gifts are given, whether to children, those that are differently able, people that are in crutch or they are in wheelchair, people that are blind, people that cannot speak, older people, when these people are given gifts, when some form of dan in the puja, when a coin is given to the Devta, when all these types of gifts are given, not only payment to the Pundit, not only that, when food is given, when prasad is given, when the drink of something cool to calm the person down, when these things are given, then, O Karampal, then go and give the person all the blessings and benefit. But if the prayer is done and the prasad is not shared, the food is not shared, the siddha is not given, the child is not given a little gift, when the prayer is going on or just as it is finished, know that there are going to be little delays. It talks about trouble. For this reason, Bhagavad Gita says, Sattvic prayer, you pay fees. What is the fee that we hear? The problem is when the karma cannot share because prasad is not shared, food is not shared, Guru Dakshina is not given. When these things are done, inappropriate. You know, sometimes people say, Baba, we're tired after the prayers, boy. And we have different gifts like in a bandara setting. And you will hear the Pundit say, no, go and share those siddha. Go give the children, go give the tulsi plant, whatever it is. Give it today whilst you're fasting. Before you break your fast, before you end your fast, go and complete your prayer. He says, when a person does this after the fact, not only do you end up owing the Yagya Devta or the Devta of your prayer, it brings bad Alakshmi. It brings the opposite of Barakat to your home. For this reason, think about it, you know it. Small prayers, big prayers. Somebody coming with Panchamrit, somebody coming with Parsad. Older ladies here would tell you, hold up Saru, I did not get my RT yet. Last night, I am paying my dollar. Baba, I never hear this mantra before. Please accept this dollar. $8 is what we're talking about. Guru Dakshina, payment. I don't want to owe you. Krishna Arpan. But I do not want to eat anything now. Understand the order and why. I do not want to eat. I do not want to break my fast. I don't want to break this moment before I pay you off. This is why, watch your older people. As the prayer is done, Baba, we want to give you a siddha. Children, we want to give you gifts. Ladies who came to cook, we want to give you something for all the help. Some little gift, some little token that we want to give to you. It could be a murti, it could be a perfume. But you come and you help me so much that we want to show what? Gratitude. Dakshina is a form of gratitude. That if a person, when I started doing prayers when I was 13. And in those days, people used to give you a nip of flour. If they planted pak choy in the garden, they bring in pak choy for you. All that is Dakshina. Dakshina is anything, a gift that is given with love, because I am so happy, I am so pleased that you came today to sit and eat in my house as a pundit, to sit in my prayer as a young child. The innocence. Let me be honest. I take $5 and I put it in a seat and I give it to a pundit, and he'll say, you know what? I's a big man. You give me $5, boy. But that child, why are you doing that Kanyakumari Puja? And they say Saturday, everybody's Saturday. Kanyakumari Puja, the innocence in that child, I didn't looking out for anything. And Tanti gave me a whole $5. Look at the difference in the reception. That is the love. That is what you worship for. When Tanti come as a mother, we heard about mother. When mother come and she help you turn around in that kitchen, she helps sweat for your prayers. The person work for your prayers. The Naunia work for your prayers. Bhagavad Gita says, sattvic prayer, pay that person, give them something, let them feel appreciated. Let them say, oh, look how nice they treat me, thank you. I didn't look in for nothing. I didn't want nothing. But I feel so good. Then that person will bless your praise. But don't doubt it. It have people, you know, I come and them say thanks. I do. I pick all the Kongolala for the praise. And the person didn't even say thanks. You know how much Hindu people do him have manners? Pandit, thank you for doing the praise. Let me hear what you have in the next verse. Lord Vishnu says, O Yagna Devi, you will be the husband of Daksha. And when she's happy, let your Yagna be a success. Send signs, give omens, blessings, that the person who does the prayer, when everybody is satisfied, when everybody is pleased, let them get that darshan via your son, being like, in our words, let's say like a waiter. The person coming around handing the prasad, imagine there's a little boy called Karampal, the fruit of karma. He comes and he says, look, your blessing, you invest this, you fast for 4 days for the jug, you hold this. You fast for 7 days, you hold this. And your allotment of your karma is coming. Blessing is coming. In your life, you start to see the change. Oh, Yagna Devi, make sure. But there are those people who try to rob people. There are those people who try to steal from people. Let's hear about them. Tara Pitra Dhatiye Alakshmi Tam Shrapa Tara Guna Sataguna Yo Vitaro Neva Kritiyatam Tattva Ye Guru Tarpano Tam Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. What about the person who doesn't pay Daksha? Gita says that is tamasic prayer. What about, forget Pundit, forget me. What about the person who comes and fix your bedi and prepare prayers, and when the prayer is done, you just leave him there? But this is the individual's livelihood. This is how they make their living. You use them. I was in a conversation and one person asked me, Pundit, so where we just had to pay the drummer for? And where we just had to pay the now for? And where we just had to pay the roti man for? And where we just had to pay the chairman for? The chair, literally the chair, the rented chair. Well, brother, let me look at it this way. If you have the habit of using people, catch the man, boy, oh God, come on, he well fix for my prayers. And when he done, we're gonna give him no money. I go hold the chairman. I go rob him. That is sick prayers. Think about how that person will cry on you. He says, Oh Yagna Devi, when Daksha Devi is not happy, when she is not pleased, you see that place where that individual who robs another, after they do their seva, after doing their job, after doing their diligence for their benefit, for somebody else to benefit, and they do not pay their dakshina, don't only hold back the blessing, but bring the opposite to barakat, alakshmi. Let her stay there. When people do not share food, when people do not share prasad or some offering, I am not saying any particular recipe. There, for some reason, down in this area, I've heard me and Avi went to read, and the people say, in order for your deceased, some Pundit said, in order for your deceased to get blessing, we have to make 32 takari on the bandara day, and on the bar, as we used to say long time, on the 10 days, 17 takari. Then the soul go and be happy. He says, when people do Pitra Yagna, when people do Tarpan offering, Shrad, different type of Shrad, Nandimuk Shrad, normal Madhyam Shrad, Uttam Shrad, different situation, Naram Bali Puja, when people commit suicide and different type of Shrad is done, and people are not fed, prasad is not given, it doesn't say what is prasad. It could be fruit, it could be sweet rice, it could be Mahanbhog, yes, what you could afford and what you could make. Some places, you can't even get ghee if you live in abroad. When we go to do prayers in England and you cannot find, well now you're finding, but let me say long ago, and you couldn't find some of the ingredients to make the prasad. Prasad is anything that is offered, touched by God. So if I give watch a prasad bag, some people is mistake the flour mixture, Mohanbhog, the food of Mohan, Krishna. That is not prasad. If the fruits is prasad, if the lapsi, if the korma, all that is prasad, then it have to be something else. Everything offered to God, that is prasad. So if you come and tell me tonight, Baba, all we have is grapes, we're going. In a prayer where it is done, when nothing is given, the person who does the prayer, he is not given any type of compensation, then those pitras will not gain the karampal of that shra. When people work, when people do seva on your behalf to come and lift your prayer, and that person is robbed, then there is going to be no benefit of that prayer. For this reason, what do? Isn't it quite common, brother, you come and you decorate nice and your Keshava. If the person give you a fee, you ask, you don't wait. Brother, what I have for you? What could I give you to compensate you for your time and your effort? And depending on what their job is, they will answer. Then it's your job, as Gita says it very clear, your job is to pay the fee. Principle of Indravan Bihari Lalaki. Somebody asked me a question about the gifts we just give. And if I ask you tonight about some of the gifts that we give in Dakshina, because we are preparing for Saturday with the children. I just want to read a couple of verses from Garud Puran. Please, let's hear about the gifts that we give in charity for the sake of these children that asked me this. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Mama Swedan Matali Bhutam Pachita Prita Vishnu Ye Tildhan Asura Deya Deva Shrishpal Tildhanam Mataye Ati
Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah
Ayuka Satila Nidhana Dana Chitragupta Jai Jayam Sheyam Ye Puravarta Ye Pura Yam Devate
Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo
Principle of Indravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Just as how prasad is something that we misinterpret. Many people don't understand what prasad is. That is why people, as they get prasad, them, know, I hope you know, but they don't know how to receive prasad. Many people don't know when the plastic bag comes or the brown bag comes by you. Step one, prasad means something that is touched by God. Touch it to your head and your heart. There's a discourse, I was doing it last week, about why we don't eat from the lingam. Lord Shiva, long story short, he greedy and he eat out the prasad. And he didn't share none with Parvati Mata. And she says, well, from now on, nobody go eat your jata. Shiv Nirmalayam, that is why we don't touch what is offered on the lingam. So to prevent we from getting in that trouble, when you get prasad, bow it and then open it and share first. Do you remember going to Yagna long time, and the elders, the people who were doing the jag, they would come out from the mandap, open their parcel and hand everybody a little morsel in their hand? That is why. Share your blessing, and in you'll get blessing. Prem Sabala Vindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Consider what I'm about to tell you now. Dakshina, many people feel Dakshina is only money. But as I just said, Dakshina could be something you have growing in your yard. It could be a gift. But Baba, what do you give? I'm touching on just a couple because of time. Lord Vishnu is telling Narad Muni in this section, he says, make sure when you're giving gifts, let's say Siddha, let's say little gift bag to the children. I personally, when my Baba come home to do my puja, I know my Baba. Me and my Baba went to UV together, we're friends, we study together, we learn prayers together. And my Baba like cornflakes too bad. So I just do one bag with everything he like. Everything my Baba will use, from cornflakes, the milk for it, a snack, I know him. And then, let me say what we traditionally call the Siddha. When I give Janeu string in charity, the people who have migraine headache, lot of headache, my blood pressure has go up. What is one of the corrective things you do? Give the Janeu string. When the Pundit go to read in dead house and you have to change his Janeu, let him use your Janeu, and you would see the headache ease. So then we have to do something where I'm going to get blessing. The Dakshina must yield blessing. Many people use the wrong things. If I ask you tonight what you put in your Siddha, you might say many things, that we are accustomed with. Listen to some of the things he says, just a couple. He says the first thing to always give in charity, regardless to who you're giving it to. It could be people, it could be Baba, it could be lady, it could be man or children. Give the 3 types of till. The till, brown, white and black, is my sweat. When Lord Vishnu make the sun, when the sun come into being, Surya Narayana Swami in a different text comes to bow at his feet, and as he touch him, he start to sweat. From the face come white till, from the chest come brown till, and from his legs come black till. He says, wherever my till or my sweat is spread, negative people and negative things cannot come around. When you give it in charity now, the white till gives you the praschit karma or the karampal of the forgiveness of the sin that you make with your mouth. The type of things that is said, the type of things that is pronounced on the children. Last night we talked about the person with goat mouth. God, I'm sorry I say you go dead. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry husband I just called you by your name. I didn't know. I want to ask for forgiveness. Take, what do you say, white till. Take white till and give that in charity. This is why sometimes people is make it in prasad. They just put it in the mahanbhog when they turn in the pot. Patch it a little bit in the ghee and allow the flour to come in on top of it. The second one, brown till. When a person with the type of thoughts, yeah, do it, you know, but you thought it. You should have fallen, break your till. And that type of thought in your mind, I want to come out of that. I'll put brown till. And the third one, black till. When people have had the, like where we were talking about, the example of where you cheat somebody. I rob somebody. If you made the mistake, this is why we just use black till. This is why black till sometimes it is eat in the Dara for Lord Shiva, in the Havan, in the ghee, in the prayer. Think back when your Baba saying the prayers, when he doing the Swastivachan and they're about to bless the seat now, you will see Baba say sprinkle the rice and the till on the bedi, sanctify the place, bless the place. And when you give it in charity, when you give it in dan, Baba, if I make mistake with these two hands, please forgive me. Prem Sabalavindravan Bihari Lala ki jai. He goes on to talk about different things, and then he says that a person should make gifts of grains, and the grains that are given would assist the person when in this life how you give is so you get, you'll always have food, but when even life is coming out of the body, the person gets happiness. If they have to see Yamraj and his attendants, they are not going to be under any pain or pressure, but treated with a lot of decorum, with a lot of love. And the only reason I'm dwelling on this point, do you give dal in your Siddha? Could dal grow? Baba might like dal. But what is the reaction for you? What is the benefit? What is the fruit of that gift? Our text says, use grains that will grow. Red bean, full grain, black eye, etc. Grains that will give you optimum blessing. When these things are placed there and I'm giving it, Baba, please accept it. Children, please accept it. Tanti, please accept it. Bless me. The quality of the gift that I am given, it could grow, it have Shakti in it, like the coconut sitting on the bedi, like the coconut you put in the fire, it has life in it. Then I'm going to get plenty more blessing coming back. Prem Sabolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Have you ever seen in the wedding where the angche, the girl toting the tray with a stone? When she's going to, for Matikor. Okay, an easier one. In the wedding, the bride puts her feet on the stone. Sila part. The Sila Rohan part, the stone is used to absorb the hardship. Do you know when you are doing grab press, one of the things you give in Dakshina is stone? Why? The person who is applying for a visa, the person who is applying for a loan, maybe a mortgage, and it is as if you have to get a million things. Somebody go to ask twice the gate, and I going, and it's stretching. When you're doing Shani Shanti Puja, you give stone in charity, 1 or 2 normal stone. When people have mangalic problem, meaning they cannot get married or stay married, they give stone in charity, and the troubles, the hardships that they're facing, these things go. So devotees, think about now when we agree certain things are not to be given in prayers. Do you use onion and garlic in your puja? But we put that in our Dachna. And the things like pepper, not salt, salt is different. Pepper, anchar masala, these things are not sattvic. So when people make these gifts, sometimes you're waiting for the result, they're waiting for the blessing, but it don't come the way you want it. If a person does charity in the right way, when it comes to puja, when it comes to children, and they appreciate what is given. For example, when somebody blesses their car for the first time, yes, you give the Baba something for blessing your car, but do you know you're supposed to feed children when you bless your car? When that pravesh is being done, the devata is being brought into the car to stay. Go, and if it is, I just tell people, go and buy a snack and give it to a child. Something that is clean, so that the child will appreciate what you give. Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Lord Vishnu instructs Dakshina that wherever a person gives what they could afford, what they have, with love, without a grudging attitude, then always stand, O Lakshmi, always stand with them. How do we purify wealth in our Dharma? This is why long ago, maybe nowadays we say this is Bakari, but when I get my salary, I want to help the temple or whatsoever with 1 bottle of oil. I'm going to use a little portion of my money for God's worship. The ghee, the camphor, the wood, whatever it is, Krishna Arpan. And now the rest of my money is going to stay with me. Lord Vishnu says, wherever that is done, you stay with them and allow your son to constantly bring more and more blessing. So, Narad Muni says, what about where people cheat people? What about where people do not pay their Dachna or their dues to the many people that come? They don't share food, they don't share anything to drink, and people are suffering. What about the karma, the fruit of that type of prayer? Where does it go? Let's hear what happens. He says, where Dakshina is not given, the personality correlated to this string that we tie in the hand, the Bali or the Mauli, the fella who, when Lord Vishnu is the dwarf and he says, give me 3 steps of land, he works in Patals. Till this day, he remains in Patal working for Krishna because of this string tied on his hand by the dwarf. By that Vaman form of Lord Vishnu, he would always be employed for his benefit. When people do prayer, good prayer, but they spoil their prayer because of their nastiness, because of their selfishness, because of their greed or their lack of respect, then all of that blessing goes to Bali. He is the person who is taking all of that karma, and he relished the opportunity. Lord Vishnu says, never give him the chance. Never give him the chance to take what you have worked for. Therefore, live a life of gratitude. Live a life of humility. Tonight my grandmother here, I know when the neighbor sent his trainer and it had 2 cucumber in it, we used to always send back 2 tomatoes in it. Thank you. Thank you for everything. When people come into the temple, I know people used to be humble. I don't know about down here, but they used to bow to the Murti, they used to bow to the Singhasan, they used to bow to the Pundit at least. Imagine I invite you for prayers, and the prayers do perfect. Pundit Sunil's blood has sung so nice. Best prayers, best cook make the parsad. But when you reach by the table, this Keshava say, oh, you only come in the prayers for the roti? Like you only come for the prayers food? Like you only come for the parsad? Look how much you're eating. And I insult you. And I giving too bad. Imagine as a child, and because today my mother and father couldn't buy me the best outfit, because I am less or lesser than in terms of the physical money, Here, look a bag. Huh. But let it be somebody who come from, money. Babe, the attitude and the ability, he says, where people who have humble, people who have respect, people who have regard. You know how many people, watch it for yourself when you go press, are elder waiting to get a seat by the table. And our youths today would not say, Tanti, you go ahead. Tanti, you sit down and eat, we go wait. Instead, the roti running away. In a hustle bustle kind of attitude. When you feed people, when you give people in that kind of decorum, what will be your benefit? Bali is going to get everything. Principle of Hindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Lord Vishnu says, whosoever will worship you. You know why I read this? Today's world, many business people are crying. Many people are losing their jobs. This morning I heard a businessman talking on Facebook, and he's saying to, Trinidadians far and wide, that our attitude when it comes to our job needs to improve. That we are quarreling and angry about the Venezuelan influx. We were grumbling when the Guyanese came, we were grumbling when the Grenadians and Vincentians came, and now we're grumbling again. And his point is, he owns a duck farm, and he was talking about the laborer, that they reach to work on time, that they are thankful that today I have a job. Their attitude is different. Today the Trinidadian has become less productive. When I used to manage different productions and companies, it was a problem just to get people to reach to work. You want to work less. You want to have a very bad attitude, but you want more and more money. And in today's world, we are reaping now what we have sown. Children have been brought up in greed and selfishness. Everybody knows how to get sick leave. Not everybody knows how to work. And when they don't have a salary now, they reach by the Pundit, they reach everywhere. Where's the magic prayers? Where's the mantra so that we could get back money, we could get back a job? When they closed down Petrotrina, godson of mine said they had to put up a memo in one section, no more coffee breaks. Because people would go for 2 hours coffee break. So the attitude has to have something. What's the magic mantra? I'll tell you the mantra. Everybody say Om, Shring, Kling, Hring, Dakshanaya, Swaha. Mother, if a person sees their finance dwindling, the business is going down, the cash flow is becoming smaller and smaller, let them put a shaligram inside of a kalsa and do your worship there chanting this mantra. The person who does this would see barakat come, but it must be done with the good attitude. Please be forewarned, Pundit is not saying do the job and don't go to work and money will appear. It have religious leaders who is telling just believe in what you're doing and the money will fall from the sky, or you'll get a phone call or something. It don't work so. What you're putting in this life is so you'll get out. Over and over, what you put in your prayers, what you give in charity, that is what is going to come back to you. And the major part, think about your child receiving a gift here on Saturday night. If it is done with a disgusting, disdainful attitude, don't expect the same reaction as if it is done. Watch me, I'm touching my hand and I want to give you it with a love. Please take this. I buy this for you and I bring it just for you. Please accept it. In the name of Lord Krishna, I give it. Krishna Arpan. May his name sit on it. I give you this. Please thanks. Prem Sabal of Indravan, Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Please remember these things. Sometimes when you give somebody something, it will uplift you by what you say and what you do. not what somebody else do. Remember that. That applies, yes, to your prayers by your bedi, what I give in my prayers, what I give with my guru, my baba, my pundit, what I give me now, what I give the people who come to sing. I can't sing. You could play guitar like he? No. Son, I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a kurta. You go wait when you go in praise. God bless you. A gift. Gratitude. Thank you. Please remember that. Prem se bolo Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki